Up and Adam.
Tractor systems are offline.
We are Beyond FM.
Beyond FM.
The future of broadcasting is here.
Up and Adam with Adam Montiel. It's community content from Concentrate. It's Up and Adam with Adam Montiel.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Yes, some say life is just where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
Happy Monday, and thank you so much for being Up and Adam, connecting with us again. Brand new week. Hope you had a great weekend. A little warm, huh? Those temps crept up. And this week, it's going to be beautiful, but we're kind of cooling off again. Today, sunny, nice. All through the week, for the most part, sunny and nice. Temps low to mid-70s, but some chance of showers back by the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We could have a wet weekend. We'll keep you updated. I'm really excited for today's show. Really. Introducing you to these two, it's going to be a special day. Glad that we're kicking off the week this way. There is a store on Marsh Street in San Luis Obispo that has been doing it right since 1975, over 50 years. Not because they've got the biggest footprint or the flashiest marketing, but because they understand something a lot of businesses seem to forget. And that's when you walk through that door, you're not anonymous, you're a neighbor. And the folks behind the counter know the difference between selling you something and actually setting you up for maybe one of the best days of your life. The Mountain Air, Josh and Lindsey Haring, a love story that started over a rack of Patagonia sports bras and underwear on a random Wednesday in September. A 50-plus year legacy that they didn't build but earned the right to carry. The only full-service ski and snowboard repair and rental shop in SLO County. And their sister shop, the Switchback, where your gear gets a second life and somebody else gets their first shot. Josh and Lindsey Haring are Up and Adam today, coming up. So gear up and get ready. Looking forward to it. All right. I saw this one video. It's pretty funny. I want to play it for you. If you're a parent, you're going to love this. There is this viral video where, I guess if your kid is losing his or her ish, they're saying what you do is you just yell Jessica, the name Jessica, and your kid all of a sudden just goes like who's Jessica? And stops crying, stops, losing it. Listen to this.
Jessica!
Just looking around.
Where are you, Jessica? Jessica? Are you there? Jessica!
Brilliant.
Jessica!
Jessica, come here.
Oh my.
Jessica! Jessica!
It's perfect!
Jessica! 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 Where are you, Jessica?
Oh my.
Jessica! Is that you?
So good.
Jessica!
Like it literally brings the kid right out of it.
Where's Jessica?
I can't believe this.
Jessica! Where did you go?
It's unbelievable how much it works. Jessica, who knew? There you go. Talk about a parent hack right there. Start your week off with that. Use it for forever. That's all yours now. Pretty good. All right. We're going to get right into our conversation with the Mountain Air. I don't need to tell you too much about them because, look, we're going to talk to them the whole episode, but I'm so happy that they are supporting Up and Adam and local broadcasting. They've been around over 50 years. They're right there on Marsh Street, and they've helped generations of locals get outside. You're going to learn that all skill levels, hiking, camping, climbing, heading to the snow, whatever, they got you. They also got their show, The Switchback, the store. They also got their store, The Switchback. It's not overwhelming when you walk in. It's not transactional. It's like they're neighbors, and I love their support. Happy for it. Thankful for it. TheMountainair.com. Check it out. Also, TheSwitchback.com. We'll talk to them coming up. The Mountain Air, San Luis Obispo.
It's Up and Adam with Adam Montiel.
All right, Josh and Lindsey Haring didn't just take over a store, they took over a responsibility. Josh had been at the Mountain Air for years before he and Lindsey signed the papers, and Lindsey knew long before that moment that this was going to be their family's path. Founder Wayne Patterson didn't just hand them the keys, he handed them years and decades of trust, community, and something that can't be replicated by a big box with a big parking lot. This is not the same. They've got the Mountain Air on Marsh, the only full-service ski and snowboard repair rental shop in the county. Just a couple doors down, the Switchback, where used gear gets to find its next adventure. And the door to the outdoors opens a little wider for everybody. Excited to welcome Josh and Lindsey Haring. Guys, thank you so much for being Up and Adam.
Yeah, we're excited to be here.
This is great.
The Mountain Air. So I want to talk, I'm curious because there's a difference really between kind of running a business and then like inheriting a soul of a business, you know, and Wayne Patterson built the Mountain Air over 45 years ago. And then, you know, you guys take it over. And that's not just, and I just talked to the people from Bon Pumps during restaurant month. We were talking about that off the air. Mm-hmm. This is like, you know, Phil has this restaurant forever. And then now it's not transactional. It's very much kind of the passing of something sacred. So the day that it becomes yours, what's the first thing, Josh, that hit you? Not like the excitement, not the paperwork, but just like the weight of it.
Yeah, I remember that moment very well. But just, you know, I'd been at Mountain Air for a while, so putting time in, and it had meant a lot to our family already at that point. That's where I met Lindsey, and so kind of years of being at the Mountain Air and being a part of things. But then I think just the weight of that responsibility of knowing that you are now kind of stewarding a business that has been around for so long, and you have the keys and you look around and nobody else is there, you know, metaphorically, to guide you. And ultimately it's up to you and up to Lindsey and I to make sure that we bring it through, you know, in the way that we're supposed to.
You're like, I have all the puffy jackets I want.
Right.
They're all mine.
Right.
Tell me, Lindsey, first of all, I did not know you guys met there. So we're going to ask about that in a second. But what did it feel like, Lindsey, to hold something that already meant so much to you both and to so many people?
Yeah, to an entire community, a Central Coast community, right?
Yeah.
So interesting for me, I wasn't in the business when we bought the business. I was actually at Cal Poly, because when Josh and I met there and then started dating, I was like, you don't date the manager. So I knew to move on and kind of do my own thing, and I did. I had a career beyond that, worked at the Chamber for 7 years and then went to Cal Poly. But I knew that this was going to be our family path as well. Our boys were in the business. They were growing up there knowing the employees. And Wayne, who started it, was like mentor and family to us. So I think even though I wasn't there, I felt this huge sense of pride and responsibility. And I think the immediate shift was actually that it became more of Josh and I working together, even though I did have this other responsibility to Cal Poly. We were talking about it at night, on the weekends. I started doing more from home. And so, yeah, there was kind of no way that it was not going to become ours, and synergistically, like putting everything that we could into it to make it better too, to keep building on this really strong foundation. I mean, that's the thing. When Josh trains our new employees, he talks about the history and the legacy, but is like, in no way does a customer walking through the door mean that we've earned them because we've been here for 50 years. We're going to act like this is year one. We're going to work like this is year one, right? So you have to show up with that enthusiasm and energy still.
Yeah. I think it's so, one could underestimate that role of Wayne Patterson to pass this along. But I imagine for you, that trust, like how did Wayne's trust land on you, where the way he handed it off made it so very real and so authentic for you guys?
Well, I mean, Josh worked with him for, 18 years before we bought it. But I'll just say, even for myself, like Wayne was there. Wayne and Josh hired me, and I used to watch Wayne clean our employee bathroom. Wayne did it. He was the owner. He was established. He was successful, and he cleaned our bathrooms. He took trash out to the dumpster. He did everything that he expected his employees to do. He had such an incredible work ethic and commitment. And so even me, it's almost like I could feel that just by when I walked in the shop and wasn't working there. But Josh can probably speak more to that because he worked with him.
Yeah, I mean, there's even still when Wayne comes by, to talk or say hi or whatever. I mean, there's so much knowledge that can be gained just from the years and time that he had been at Mountainair. So the transition, there was a lot of weight in that, and really not wanting to necessarily let Wayne down as well. This thing that he had essentially built and what it means to so many people. And now you're holding this thing that can be fragile. And like Lindsey said, we have been around now 50 years plus. But that's not a reason to just shop at the Mountainair. You can't just open the doors and say, we're local, we've been here 50 years, we're good enough. That's good enough. That's not. I mean, that reputation that you build over time can evaporate really quickly.
Yeah, I think I've been saying on the air 45 years. I need to switch that up. 50 plus years.
50 plus years.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Now, you being there so long, Josh, you know the shelves, the regulars, the rhythm of it all. But I'm kind of curious, what was one thing about being an employee here that you had totally figured out, but the moment you became the owner, you realized, man, I might have had this wrong the whole time?
I think it's just the investment in the people around you and how important it is to have not just good people, but people who show up consistently to represent the business and who want to be part of what we're doing, want to be part of the community as well. But just it's the stuff like scheduling and making sure that everybody's accounted for, the payroll side. I mean, those little things, running a business, which, it was like I had never done that. And then the next day I was now responsible for that. So a lot of those little things, just paying the bills, right? The accounting, accounts pay, all of that stuff was, I knew how to do all of that and I was ready for that, but I never really, I didn't realize how much time that really consumes, just some of the little things in that. But I'd say really it's the people. It's when you see a schedule and how somebody is planning the day. For me, it was trying to figure out, okay, who can we bring in and make Mountainair run as smoothly and efficiently as possible, but how can we represent all of our customers through our employees? So how can we make sure that every single customer that walks through the door is going to connect with an employee, whether it's me or someone else? I mean, it's just important that we have that diversity in our employees as well.
And you have, 3 boys?
We have 3 sons, yeah.
So when they're seeing you work the store, they're doing their thing. I'm not sure how old they are, but what do you hope they absorb when they see, mom and dad kind of work in this community store?
I think it would be essentially what we watched Wayne do as well, is building a life and pursuing your dreams and passions never stops being hard work. That is essential to kind of making it all possible and making it a reality. We often say living the dream, but there's so much grind that goes into that, and we're never on cruise control. And so I hope that they see every day having to show up, even when you're tired or you're overwhelmed or whatever's going on. You have personal life stuff, showing up for this business and our team, right? Because we have a team that depends on this business as well. And so just being able to show up and keep grinding, even though we love what we do, but it never stops being hard work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the switchback. I'm really turned on by this idea of, because when I was growing up, there was a place in Agora called Play It Again Sports. And the idea of giving your equipment another run with someone else, or maybe you even hey, I'm not ready to kind of invest on a new set of golf clubs or maybe some new skis or whatever it is yet, but here's a way where the switchback comes around and it gives, your stuff another chance with someone to get a crack at it, but also you can also get in something that's maybe been, gently used and, had a chance at too.
Yeah, and outdoor gear just by its nature is really durable, long lasting. Oftentimes would outlast the user anyway. So we have these products that we sell that are built to last and built to endure and take you through trails and miles and everything else. And then there's also, as a community and just kind of as a trend, though, just the secondhand and the resale thing has been, obviously it's a lot more popular than it was. And then we had some of our vendors like a Patagonia or Arc'teryx who already had a model. Patagonia's is called Wornwear, where they have a resale model in place. And then a couple of our like sister stores or a couple other outdoor retailers that we knew of that were doing a secondhand component to their business as well. So we had this to kind of rely on. But yeah, for us, the Switchback is a great place to just give gear the life that it deserves.
Clever name, too.
Thank you. Keep it in circulation. Also, it's a great place for somebody to access outdoor gear for the first time. It's expensive. If you want to come into Mountain Air and you want to buy a new set of skis, snowboard, whatever, and kind of dial in the whole family, I mean, it's thousands of dollars. Or just start backpacking, all of the stuff that you need. We can give you that knowledge. We can give you that gear. But if you really don't know for sure, if you're going to be into that, it's great to go to the Switchback. Maybe you throw down $75 on a used backpack. You go backpacking and you fall in love with it, and then you slowly start building, your gear closet. But
let's talk about the Switchback first. What kind of gear do we have there? And then I want to get into the Mountain Air. What type of new stuff do we got?
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, Switchback will sell everything that we would sell at the Mountain Air. It's pretty apparel and footwear heavy, but we do have equipment. We have skis, snowboard, ski boots, backpacks, we call that the hard goods side in outdoor retail. So all that hard stuff. And then plenty of apparel. And what else?
And footwear. So we buy from our community, right? We're a reseller. So it's like we do buybacks. People get cash or store credit. They can use it at both shops. I'll say the kids section is one of my favorite in the Switchback. Yeah. Again, because a lot of the gear that they outgrow it so fast. It never, I mean, the snow clothes too. It's like they might wear it for 2 seasons at best.
Right.
And it's still in great shape. But I get a lot of fulfillment for the kids section because I see the parents bring in their stuff. Then I see the parents of younger kids come in and they find the deals. And it's just this circular awesomeness, really. Like people are stoked to sell back and then stoked to find the deals. So yeah, Switchback is a great entry point for
our customers at the Switchback. There's customers that shop at the Switchback that don't shop at the Mountain Air, and it's I didn't expect that. But what we see at Switchback is this broad range of like age and background and kind of interest where it's so cool. You can be in the Switchback and have 2 people that you would never expect to be in the same retail store in SLO, and they're at the Switchback. And I think that happens a bit at Mountain Air, but more so at the Switchback, where we have those regular customers who pop in once a week or once every few days just to kind of see what's new. Hang out we have like a little couch in there. So I was surprised, I think, the most at the diversity that we're seeing at the Switchback, shopping at the Switchback.
That's right.
So, yeah.
I want to hear the story how you met. Oh, no, first, before that, what's at the Mountain Air? Tell me everything at the Mountain Air.
The Mountain Air has everything you need for outdoor adventure. I mean, from skis, snowboard, backpacks, climbing,
only
hiking.
Snow and all this repair in the whole county.
Only full service.
That's right.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's really kind of the heritage of where it all started with Mountain Air. We were on 858 Hagera, so 2 doors up from what's now Wetzel's Pretzels. That was the original Mountain Air location until 1981 when we moved to the current location. But yeah, ski heritage. But over the years, I think Wayne did like windsurfing for a while, and I mean it's an evolution, outdoor retail, but. We've got everything.
Can we just shout out our ski tech, like our lead tech, because it is awesome. He's been with us for 28 years?
Wow.
Incredible knowledge and skill set. So, I mean, for our skiing and snowboarding community on the Central Coast, like Brandon Ammerman, who in the winter is taking care of core shots and tunes and mounting, like he's incredible.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like a side hustle for him. He's been doing it for years, though, and he's like an artist on your skis or an artist on your snowboard. He can make anything look brand new, pretty much.
Cool.
So, it's very cool.
Yeah. All right, now I got to know how you met.
Okay.
All right.
Are you telling it?
Well, we met at the Mountain Air, right in the front of the store in 2005. Yep. Lindsey was... you can give your perspective too, but Lindsey was at Cal Poly and she had never been in Mountain Air. Wow. And we had mistakenly marked some Patagonia sports bras and some underwear on sale, I think.
Yes.
One of her friends had seen it and she mentioned to Lindsey that she needed to come down into Mountain Air.
I can remember it was September 21st, 2005. I can remember because it's such an important day in my life, like the moment that Josh crossed over into my, reality and existence. But
I love that.
I remember getting off the Marsh Street exit and just being like, what am I doing? I don't even have money to spend right now. Why am I going to look at these Patagonia sports bras? But I did. And he came around the sale rack holding a pair of Patagonia women's underwear. And he said, can I tell you about the best women's underwear in the world? And I said, tell me what you know about women's underwear. And that's where it started.
And it was. That underwear was ahead of its time. I mean, it is good underwear.
Yeah, I love it. So who was taken with who first, or was it just both of you kind of like... Did you get her number that day?
No. So I was in a relationship at the time, and I did not. But she did start working there.
Yeah.
But you were taking.
He offered me a job. I mean, he was like, "Do you have a job right now?"
When I first met my fiance, we go back to when we met, and we were both with different people, and we were both respectful and stuff. But I mean, you can appreciate, like, oh wow, she's she's something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, our energy our connection was definitely undeniable and immediate. And I did suggest that Lindsey come back, meet Wayne. We, she could give her a job, and she did. She came back probably the next day.
I did.
And then when do sparks start to fly? How does that go? And who was it?
Probably immediate. I mean, pretty immediate. Again, I think, like Josh said, there's just the connection was undeniable and immediate and so easy. I think that's like what Josh and I, we have a lot of similarities. And I think our differences make us stronger. We kind of balance each other out, but it was just immediate and it was so easy and natural. And I think employees saw it. And so I left 5 months later because it was like we were,
too hot.
Clearly like it's serious, right?
We don't want to
serious. You don't date the manager. I knew that.
But now you are dating the manager. There's like
no way, we're co-owners.
Yeah, right. But I'm saying you are very much mixing business with pleasure.
That's so true.
So when you are a partner, and I love talking to these couples who maybe run a winery together, or I just had in here Marino, who's on Hell's Kitchen, but then him and his wife have that new pizza joint up in Paso, La Biga. So like it's so cool to find out where those, where it's oil and water, where it gels perfectly, because, you might have a great situation at home and then you have a very different life once you're in the four walls of the Mountain Air, I'm sure.
It's true. I mean, I would say in the business, Josh takes the lead. He does. Like I always say, kind of Josh runs the ins and outs of the shop, the business, buying, payroll, scheduling, employee, like he does all the hiring. And then I run our home, I am like, take the lead on our home and our three boys and our social life and our calendar. And we, as much as you think it could be more equitable, it can't. Like there has to be kind of a leader in both spaces.
Yeah, you have the roles.
Yeah, but I would say working together has brought us closer because I think it's cool to see what your partner is great at. Like
I love that.
I get to watch Josh really like shine. Like he's an incredible leader. He's amazing with customers. Every day I get to show up and see.
And that's him. Sexy. That's romantic. It's beautiful.
Well, and that's where I fell in love with him. Right? Yeah, they're doing like working with people. He's great with people. So. Yeah.
Did I first meet you when I was on terrestrial old time radio? You were always so into giving back, and the Mountain Air does this really cool annual a run? What do you do?
Peaks for Peak. You had Celia and I on.
That's right.
Yes, in the morning program. Good memory. Yeah, we just finished Peaks for Peak. Yeah. It was every March. Yeah, we just did our 6th annual. And we just ran the numbers, and in 6 years we've raised almost $94,000 for Peak, which is now.
For Bishop's Peak.
It's called Peak, Promoting Extracurricular Activities for Kids. It's an acronym, right? Now it's a 501c3 in San Luis Obispo. And when we got involved, it was just a PTA program at Pacheco and C.L. Smith Elementaries. But now it's a 501c3 that, serves San Luis Obispo students. And Mountain Air, we have matching donors for our fundraiser. So the Thorshaw family, who are also customers, but very generous. And what I've learned is like when you are generous and give back, other people want to be a part of that, right? I have really like generosity begets generosity, and we've been so lucky that people have been want to be a part of kind of the impact that we're creating. So it's really cool.
One thing I was really moved by in meeting you, Lindsey, and I'm really happy to get a chance to know you, Josh, is that like you not only do you keep your ish really local, like with the people that you're front facing to, but like the dollars that you earn, you're willing to keep that local and like even come to someone like me and go, hey, we're going to keep this advertising hyper local and to the support what we're doing something here. Like that really meant a lot to me, and it really just shows kind of the lens that you both are looking at your community through.
Thank you. I mean, that's it's so true. It's so true, Lindsey.
Well,
It's
I
always
think
been something.
you got to try to walk the talk, right? To the best that you can. Like, not all of it. There's going to be times where you can't, or but like to the best of your ability, kind of uphold your values and walk that talk. And we try.
And you mentioned our kids earlier. I mean, that's something they're seeing and witnessing as well. It's just so important to be able to do that. And I think for us, like, peak is something that is, it's so easy in our industry. The outdoor industry can be a little bit, I don't want to say like full of itself, but if you have fundraisers in the outdoor industry, it's oftentimes conservation and great things, right? Land conservancy,
really important, right?
Very important.
But I totally know what you mean.
That. For us, it's like access and creating a community. And just because it's soccer or gymnastics or piano lessons or whatever, like, that access needs to be there for people that don't have the equal, the ability to access that. And so the peak has been awesome in that sense. And we love it.
Yeah, it is a little like non-traditional for an outdoor store, and we still do. We are part of land conservancy efforts or fundraisers. We donate. We participate when able, but for sure, we've kind of narrowed our focus into this organization. And I think having kids in local schools, and our kids go to one of the Title I schools here, so we see the level of need, which we didn't always.
Right.
We didn't always.
Where are you both from?
I grew up in Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm from the Central Valley.
Okay, I pointed north. Like, it's over there.
Let's talk about the 3-letter elephant in the room. When you have a big ass store around that small hill, how does that change your game? But also, you do offer something that they can't offer, and that is this exact community neighborliness that we've been talking about for the last 21 minutes. But what does it do to your psyche, to your game plan? How do you pivot?
I mean, first off, REI is, as far as big companies go, they're a pretty darn good one. They treat employees well. They have opened up this entire outdoor industry and kind of shown people what is out there, right? So we have said a lot, REI is like Starbucks, right? I mean, without Starbucks, they might not have opened the door or paved the way for a lot of these smaller mom and pop shops. What REI does is give opportunity to retailers like us, like you're saying, to separate ourselves and to show how we can be different. Because when they come into a community, it can be a jolt, right? It can be really hard on specialty outdoor stores like us. San Luis was not the first town to go through this. It's happened in many places, in Tucson, in all over Southern California. There's like 35 REIs in California now. Wow. So we didn't have to kind of invent a playbook on that. We knew what would happen. We embraced REI, and even to this day, like, I will text with their manager. I mean, we refer customers to REI. They refer customers to us. Mm-hmm. They're just part of the picture to elevate the outdoor industry in San Luis Obispo. So that's, I think, important to look at them not as necessarily a competitor, but as somebody that we can work with to make sure that we have a strong outdoor community in San Luis Obispo. Having said that, it's definitely an impact. And we talked about like the hard goods earlier, what hard goods are, and that's really where we expected to see that. What was interesting with REI in San Luis Obispo is they opened in October of 2019, so just right before pandemic, and I think their game plan was completely, altered because of that, because of the timing of that. So we really didn't start to see that impact for a couple of years after the pandemic, when everything started righting itself. But we know that customers will shop both stores, and we just hope that we give our customers an experience when they come in Mountain Air, something that they feel, not just it's not a blank experience. You walk into bigger stores, and you oftentimes can walk around without anybody offering to help. It's a much more generic experience. I'm not saying REI is necessarily that way.
No, but I remember like walking around back in the day. You go into a record store, you go into a small, you're buying CDs back in the day, and then you walk into Best Buy. It's just different.
Totally.
It's way more, like we talked, I used that word transactional earlier. Yeah. Like when you walk into a store like yours, it's like, hey there, how you doing? Like, I haven't seen that person here before. Your first time here? What are you looking for? Like, you can have that neighborly engagement.
Yeah. And you're not anonymous when you enter Mountain Air. We're like, we know you. It's easy to be anonymous in like a big box, right? You can go in there and put your head down and not talk to anyone. when you come in Mountain Air, we're gonna greet you and we're gonna talk to you about something, whether it's gear or outside or whatever, but
Right.
we're gonna have a conversation with you. So
Right.
yeah.
Tell me a customer who changed you.
Ooh.
A story, a situation, maybe just like an interaction where you're like, whoa, that's a good one.
I mean, I don't want to say names, but we had a customer who passed away a few years ago that I knew for years through Mountain Air, and it was great. I always enjoyed helping her, and her family still every year they come back when they're in town for holidays, and they come back in Mountain Air almost. Partially to celebrate one of her favorite places to shop,
right?
But they come in and they all buy shoes together, but they're all together.
That's huge.
Yeah, and those are things that you just realize the impact of what we do for people.
This woman, like your store was a part of this woman's fingerprint, and then her family feels they get to honor this woman by visiting your store. That's huge. That's wow. I didn't think I'd get an answer to that.
It's huge, it's pretty I mean, I remember when I first started at Mountain Air. Just another example of little kiddos coming in to rent skis, and now they are coming in to rent skis for their little kiddos, and that type of a thing. But I remember feeling that in 2003 or 2004, like, this is so cool. This is why I love this job. I want to be here to see, when these guys are grown up or when they have kids, or
I can think of
multi-generations.
I was going to say, he's not that old. How did he do that?
He looks good.
He
looks great.
But I do remember. But I mean,
24 years you're in. But I can think of a family right now.
That's a generation. When people would tell me, they'd be like, I grew up listening to you. And they're like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm old. Like, that's crazy to think. Like, you've been in there 20, that's a generation.
It is.
That's so neat.
Yeah. It's
cool.
pretty cool.
And I was talking to Lindsey earlier about just, many of our best days are spent outside. Mine personally, and I'm Lindsey too, and many of us, and those best days are spent outside. So when you come to Mountain Air as employees, we have kind of the responsibility to help get you excited for maybe one of the best days of your life. You're coming in to buy gear. You're happy, excited about what the promise of that next trip brings. But the truth is, you could be outfitted for the best day of your life, and we need to treat those transactions that way with customers. So
one piece of gear that you own that you would never sell. Not even to the switchback.
I have a jacket called it's an Arc'teryx jacket that's 24 years old, like me.
No way.
That it's called a soft shell. It's kind of a jack of all trades, master of none, but a jacket that you can wear for anything. But now that I'm thinking of it, I have a sleeping bag, Western Mountaineering sleeping bag, the Apache, that it's seen me through almost all of my adventures. And a good quality down bag lasts forever. I mean, it's the type of thing you will pass down 2 generations. You got to wash it, keep it loft, all that stuff. But then just a good sun hoodie. I don't think I'd ever get rid of a good sun hoodie either.
Tent camping, Linz, or car camping?
Oh my gosh. Wow, that is really hard. We tent camped for so many years, and then with 3 boys, I was like, I can't do this anymore. He will never have a trailer, so we met in the middle and did a tent trailer.
Okay.
But we recently returned to tent camping because the kids love it. There is something so magical about being in a tent.
And tents can go up like that now.
Yeah. I mean, they really can.
Put up a tent in 2 minutes.
It's true.
Yeah. Also, we have like this massive one. It's like the McMansion. It's just this cool.
That's
all
rad.
the kids can fit in there. All our gear, all the stuff. But I like depending on where you're going and what you're doing. And no judgment from us. Glamping works too. However, you're getting outside and enjoying it. Like it's great. A lot of Sprinter vans now, right? People doing the whole built out vans. Awesome. But yeah, we're back to tents. And it's cool.
What's the best? You sell the Yetis there, the little cups. I'm sure the coolers, but
for sure.
What's the best insulated cup these days?
We just got a new line of the Hydro Flask Trill bottles. So they're insulated, but they're lighter weight.
Yeah.
And they have like a chug cap on them, so not as wide of
Those
an
are
opening.
big.
So
Hydro Flask are great. Yetis are great.
They're great. The Hydros fit nice in the cup holder of the car, a little bit better.
I didn't bring my names in the car. The Owalas.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
Owalas are huge.
Yeah. It's over the time that I've been at Mountain Air, the water bottle trend. Like I can tell you, Nalgene is still our best selling water
Is
bottle.
it
Just
really?
the old school, because it's kind of always been there. It's your tried and true, reliable bottle. But the trends between Sig, Clean Canteen, Hydro Flask, Yeti. I mean, we see it, and it comes and it like peaks in its fever pitch, and you sell hundreds of them one holiday season, and then like 2 years later, you're selling like
Remember
a dozen.
a year and a half, 2 years ago when like the Stanleys
the
Oh, my
Stanley.
was
gosh.
trendy as
And
fuck.
we were never
crazy.
on that. We never on that.
Well,
We-
because women picked up
Yeah.
on that and they took it
Yeah.
to a crazy level where now they're putting them in different colors. And that Target's coming up with different
Crazy.
SKUs.
Yeah.
That was
Collabs,
wild.
right? All these brand collabs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's interesting to be, you want to be like either like right on or just ahead of that trend. But if you catch it on the tail end, you're kind of fucked.
Right.
Like you're going to be over inventoried. So you're better off to just like say, nah, we're good.
We're gonna just keep
than to
selling
try to be
Nalgene.
reactive,
Yeah.
So much wine country here. Puffy vests must be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, Blundstones. All our
I
wine
don't
makers
wanna
and
course.
Blundstones, right?
Everyone wears Blundstones.
Everyone's, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to necessarily plug this, but I will. But we do custom embroidery for some wineries and
cool.
some consortiums like in the county.
Yep.
A lot of Patagonia stuff.
Yeah.
Really
For
easy for us to
sure.
order, and we'll do like these like custom deals. So yeah, a lot of like
So you can custom embroider?
Yeah, we have-
can. We use Threadhead here locally in town.
Okay.
We have
Yep.
like a little connection. We've worked with Ken at Threadhead for
20
20
years.
yeah 20
I love
25
that.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So but yeah, we do a lot of custom orders.
Do you have a Patagonia jacket that would fit a dude like me?
I think we could get
Really?
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are pretty rad.
Yeah.
Because I love the way that they're light,
Yeah.
puffy, but then they keep you warm.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And really, really soft and like really packable.
What about like blankets these days? The Rumples or those?
Yeah, we
what
do
are
a little
feeling?
bit of blankets. There's Rumples. We do some from Nemo, but yeah, we're not big blanket, like a big blanket.
Oh, we just did get in all the car camping stuff, though, which is
Yeah.
cool. That new line, right?
Oh man,
Pads,
we have
sleeping pads.
this brand called Hest, and we're not big into like the car camping stuff. Always, it can take up a little bit more space in the shop, so we have to be really curate what we're bringing in for car camping. But this brand Hest, which is American made, they have these sleeping pads that are more comfortable than your mattress at home, and they're pillows, full size pillows that are packable, but just the most comfortable
And what,
pillows.
they go in your bed, your truck bed?
Truck
or?
bed. They can go in a tent. That's fine. They can go in the back of your Subaru if you flip your seats down, that kind of thing.
And then what do you like, roll them up with the air thing? And then,
Just these ones you just roll up, yeah.
and then they kind of
pretty
cool.
Yeah, they're pretty tight.
Is there anything that I'm missing that's the hot shit right now that's like, oh my God, you got to check out, this is it. This is flying out the door.
God, the hottest shit right now. I mean, I think one of the things as our industry has shifted, people are buying cars that are a little bit smaller, but still want the utility of a bigger car.
Sure.
So the car racks, and we do more car racks than like anybody, like LA to San Francisco, I'm pretty sure. And we do installs, all the free install and
Really?
stuff like that. So we love
Cargo
troubleshooting.
boxes,
Yeah, cargo
bike
boxes.
racks.
We love that when people come to us and they're like, hey, I have this car. I want to get a rack, but I don't know the first thing
There
about
you
it.
go. See, I'm glad I asked this.
Yeah.
Where's the best place to put your bike when you're driving with it? On the front of your car, the top of the car, the back?
Probably the back, if you have a hitch that you're
Yeah.
not using, would be the best. But I mean, we have car top bike racks that work great.
Nice.
Yeah, that work great. So.
And it is really, it's cool to see our team, like the level of expertise again.
it's
And I
fun.
just say, like, that's what differentiates again, because Josh has been really intentional about building our team, but we have also had employees that have been with us for 10, 12, 7 years. So just this knowledge, and somebody comes in with a car or a van and they need to troubleshoot, and how can I do this? And it's just so cool to see our team come together and figure it out.
What's someone who likes the outdoors a good gift for them? Maybe they're, you're not dropping hundreds of dollars,
Yeah.
but it's a good gift for someone who likes the outdoors.
Yeah, I mean, everybody needs a headlamp, and a lot of people have headlamps,
Headlamps are
but
a
like
great
the
one.
newer headlamps are all like USB-C, rechargeable, so much better, so much brighter. The outdoor industry has really not led, that sounds crazy, but the LED lights in the outdoor industry have been around for a long time. So that technology is very good in the outdoor industry with those headlamps. So you got to have that. Even if you're just a hiker and not a big backpacker, some sort of water filtration or a water
filtration.
system. So we have very small, lightweight, essentially like squeeze water filters that you can buy. Those are really good. I was just talking to somebody today. Whenever you're going on a trip and bugs might be a thing, we carry tons of insect repellent and stuff that you can just treat your gear, like your outfit today, you can treat it and then it becomes insect repellent.
Oh, that's so good.
So stuff like that. Those are definitely staples. But like I was saying, the sun hoodies earlier, that's a new category for us over the last 5 or 6 years, but everybody needs to have something that blocks that sun.
Everyone's
and
into
it used
that
to
now.
seem kind of dorky, right?
I know.
Or
Yeah.
like, oh, you know,
Like wearing helmets. Now every kid wears a
Oh my
helmet.
gosh, for sure.
Helmets are everywhere now, which is great. They need to be on kids.
Yep.
But back in the day, did you remember wearing a helmet as a kid? You're like, no.
And our kids, when they ski, they can't fathom not wearing a helmet.
Good for them.
Yeah,
Good.
but like everybody's wearing them, right? Yeah. So I'd say sun protection is cool now.
Yeah, it's cool.
Thank goodness.
And then just tons of footwear. I mean, we have footwear for everybody. We can fit everybody with footwear. We have wide, narrow, medium, high-end step, zero drop, like kind of everything. We have a huge selection of footwear, footbeds.
You know what I love shopping on Amazon? It's so weird. I love shopping for like new cool-ass flashlights.
Oh, yeah.
Like the LEDs.
That's crazy, right?
Like
the ones that you can like...
I got this one. It's
laser up in the stars.
It's insane.
Yeah.
The thing, and then it gets super hot. You're like, I don't think I should have it on that high for that long.
Yeah, is this
But
well, that's your toxic trait.
Yeah. My toxic trait is like
flashlights on Amazon.
16,000 lumens. Bring it on, bro.
Seriously.
I had this one flashlight. I spent like $85 on it. It's so bitchin'. It's so rad. And then I'm like, babe, where'd that flashlight go? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, you can't touch my flashlight anymore. And then I felt dumb uttering out of my mouth lips. Babe, that was an $85 flashlight. She's like, dude, that's on you, bro.
Right,
like, you spent $85 on an LED flashlight from Amazon? Like, that's on you. She's so right. And then you know where it was? We went on to a wedding the other day, brought the dogs to the hotel. So we have a dog backpack. It was in the dog bag. Our $85 LED was in the dog backpack.
Yeah,
So,
well, that's
incredible.
Funny. That's funny.
Incredible.
I know.
Yeah.
So good. So, but you do have some flashlights.
Yes,
have some
totally.
Fun
flashlights.
stuff. All right, cool.
Yeah, we got lanterns, like solar lanterns. We got solar string lights.
Yeah.
Stuff to make your campsite more
We
than
got
just
stuff
a
for dogs.
campsite.
You just mentioned dogs. We carry
tags.
rough wear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Leashes, bowls.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I love
Little
that.
booties. Yeah.
And of course, underwear for men and women.
Yeah. Full circle. We
Full
do still
circle
carry
moment.
the underwear. Yeah.
What was the line he said to you?
Have you heard of the best women's underwear in the world? And I said, tell me what you know about women's underwear. And he launched into a sales pitch for these Capeline underwear. And
You're like,
it worked.
I think I met my Prince
I bought
Charming.
them. And I never,
That's
it was
so
not coming
good.
in for Capeline underwear. So.
That's so good. Well, your story, both your love story, your mountaineer story, all great stuff. I've really thoroughly enjoyed meeting you, Josh.
Yeah, thank
Love having you back and chatting with you again,
Thanks,
Lindsay.
Adam. It's such a pleasure.
Thank you for supporting the show. We're gonna have you back in again, and anything that you want to, any messaging that you want to get out to like the neighbors and folks who love your store, like let's do it. And
Awesome.
This is a really fun chat.
It's great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys for being up and Adam.
I know.
Thanks, Adam.
Some say life's where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
I want to chat. What a chat from a Patagonia underwear sales pitch that started an absolute love story. I really enjoyed meeting both of them, seeing them, the way they look at each other, the way they work together. I love how she put it, like from the way things are at the store versus the way things are at the house. That was just cool to meet them both. Really enjoyed them. Go check them out and let them know they heard them on Up and Adam, themountaineer.com, and then of course right there on Marsh Street. Everything you need to know about them, their Insta, their links, all that, it's in the show notes at your fingertips right now. All right, well, what a beginning to a week. Cooling down, like we said earlier. Chance of showers Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll see how that pans out. Definitely the clouds are on their way in beginning Thursday. But enjoy it. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday, looks like sunny skies. And although it might be more mild today, especially more mild than it was over the weekend, temps on the slight increase. Tuesday, Wednesday, looking at mid to upper 70s. Say mid 70s tomorrow, closer to 80 on Wednesday. But then back down towards the weekend where highs until next week will be mostly sunny, but some clouds with temps in the mid 60s. So we still have some spring to spring. All right, we're not quite. It's not going to be like summer like it was early March the whole time. Thank goodness, right? We need this. All right. I want to thank our friends Moonshiner Collective for being original music on this show called Start Again. Also, our friends Josh and Chiasa Clapper, Timber Winery. their winery, tamborwinery.com. You can taste their wines in the village of Arroyo Grande. Please check them out. World-class wines, great people. Great wine comes from great people. I truly believe that, and they are great people. Absolutely. World-class wines, too. TIMBRE, tamborwinery.com. What else? Oh, brand new episode of Where Wine Takes You. Out now. Really good episode. We're talking to Jason Haas of Tablas Creek and Chris Cherry of Via Creek, Maha Estate. And we're talking all about ROC. You down with ROC? Yeah, you know me. Regenerative Organic Certified. What's that about? Well, there's 6 wineries in the area that are ROC, Regenerative Organic Certified. It is beyond organic, beyond biodynamic. What's it mean? We're caring for more than just the earth, the grapes, but fairness. We're caring about the animals. We're caring about fairness in the employees and in the farming workforce. All that. It's pretty cool. And Tablas Creek was literally the first winery on the planet to be certified ROC. So we'll talk to them all about what it means. It's a brand new episode of Where Wine Takes You. It is available wherever you're hearing this podcast. You can hear that podcast. Deal? I got to say thank you to you for connecting here, being a part of this community, hopefully sharing it with others, letting other people know what you heard, what you connect with every day. And please share this conversation with Lindsey and Josh Haring. These are 2 incredible local neighbors that own a really awesome store and with great intentions, helping you to get outside. Could all use that, right? TheMountainair.com. So I really thank them for being here and also supporting. You're going to hear us talk about them throughout with ad reads and stuff. And I just could not be more. I mean, look, this is how I eat, right? I mean, and they're taking and getting in front of our audience. It's just awesome. It's just awesome. So, all right, I hope you have a wonderful beginning to your week. Have a great Monday. You're looking good. Talk tomorrow. Till then, I'm Adam Montiel. Thank you for being Up and Adam.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again. Let's start again. We'll start again. Let's start again.